Well, folks, it's here. The 2019 Freightliner Cascadia has come to American Truck Simulator. They went above and beyond with this thing, which is obviously why they're working with Daimler. They got the Western Star and now this Freightliner, and it is incredible. The amount of options for this truck well eclipses the previous editions of truck. They've got fantastic sounds happening here. They get to record an engine on site in Germany with an imported Cascadia with the Detroit diesel. There is going to be a bunch of stuff that we're going to be talking about in this video regarding what all is included, and as well as the different engines and how they made up with the transmissions. A couple of other def file interesting portions which I'm really excited to talk to you about. Now let's look at the interior. And the interior is just top-notch here. Textures are all looking fantastic. Steering wheel buttons are all lit. Windows up and down. The little buttons move, which is always really cool to watch. And there we are. Shut up tight inside the cab. This is the short sleeper. It looks and feels great. Alright, this part is all pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to go through all the different options available for this truck. Now, we're going to go with the day cab. We're going to check out the short chassis. And as you click down, you notice the 6x2, 6x4, and then once we get to the mid, then we start with the second sleeper type. So we're going to keep up in the top here with the 6x2, 6x4, so there's 120, 160 gallon. Then we're going to the Detroit engine, Cummins engine. Now if you notice, when you select the Detroit engine, it will always have the DD transmission selected as well, because they're mated together on this particular truck, because they're supposed to work together. Demand Detroit. There are Eatons. You can choose them with the non-integrated Detroit or the Cummins. The sounds are both the same for both engines, which I'll show you in the defs later. But there's a multitude of transmissions available. Here in the interior, we have 4 types: standard, gray and tan, and elite gray and tan. Textures are looking good. We got a multitude of colors. As you've probably seen one of these on the road, they come in a lot of different colors. Some nice looking metallic colors there as well, which is always welcome. And then you have your standard paint skins from SCS in general, which are available on the other trucks also. Some of these skins that you'll see here are included from Steam and from certain events that have happened through the World of Trucks events. So I may not have all of them, but you may not all have all of the ones that I have as well. So, but these are all the ones that I have that are available for this truck. And there are quite a few, it seems. So now scrolling back to the top, let's pick a color. Go with some cypress. Now, we've got a lot of nodes to check out. And you can see all of the bumpers, aero bumpers, non-aero bumpers, plain plastic, one chrome bumper. Again, these are not really made with chrome. The grill is and stuff, but they're an aero truck, so they're usually painted or they're plasticky. You have two different types of headlight. You have the standard or the DRL. DRL obviously has the lights lit when you're driving by itself. You get the front mirrors by itself, meaning with no other lights on. You can remove the sun shield or add it. Availability of horns on the top. You also have two different types of aero. You have the standard top and then the aero top, which is going to give you the option for the side fairings on the back. With the smaller tank, it doesn't have a tank on the passenger side. And you'll find the beacons there as well. A couple of options for mirrors, a couple of options for door pulls. Two different types of tank, either chrome or aluminum. Tank is on one side. You have your back racks if you have that particular additional kit available from SCS. You also have the exhaust, so you have a single exhaust to the side or the exhaust underneath, which dumps just outside the passenger side behind the door. It comes with the Aero X rear flaps, which cover the wheels, as well as the covers for the wheels themselves. And we're just clicking through all the options here to make sure that we've got them all. All right, moving into the interior. If you have the SCI kit for the steering wheels, you'll have all of those available, as well as the Elite wheel and the standard wheel for Freightliner. All right, moving on to the next cabin, we're going to go with the medium sleeper. I guess this would be considered a small as well. So you have a couple of different options of frame. They all are the medium frame. We've got more aero kits. So you have the pop-up, or you have just the ones off the back, and then you can add the ones on the side. Beacons. And here's where the aero fairings come in. You'll be able to add half aero or full aero fairings that cover the rear tanks as well. Now I noticed this, which is pretty sweet. You have an air conditioning unit that hangs off of the back, or you can put a grab bar on the top. Again, the Aero X wheel surrounds. And I noticed this node, which is also the Aero X fairing that goes at the bottom of the bumper and around the inner part of the front fender well. Now you have some Elite or standard steps, so you can have like a chrome step, or you can have the standard plasticky type. Interior is about the same, other than the sleeper instead of the day cab. Now moving on to the 72 mid-roof. These are all in the long frame. Engines and transmissions are the same. Interior, you can see it's a little bit deeper with the side window in the back and the microwave. Same colors. We want to change it back from white, so we grab a new color. Now we can go through all the aero kits again, and they are all the same, including the Aero and Aero X selections. There's your single pipe out to the passenger side, as well as the air conditioner or the grab bar. Now we have some different options for aero. They do extend further back past the side fairings, so you can get that full aero look like that when you have your trailer on. Alright, interior looks about the same. It's still flat, just a little bit deeper. And finally, the raised roof 72-inch sleeper. Now I've seen two aero kits, the Aero X and the Aero. And again, the same on the sides, as well as the fairings on the sides, like so. We've also included the Freightliner cover, which is a nice touch, just like they do with all the trucks. Here we are checking some more of the options. Chroming this sucker out. Beacons on the side now instead of the top. Add the Aero X and we'll add the Aero covers on the back here. The Aero X covers, rather. I just tried to see what the chrome Aero covers looked like. They're okay, but they don't really fit with the plasticky part of the back. So we'll change it back to the Aero X. And that's it. There's the Freightliner Cascadia 2009 edition. I've gone through all options available on this truck. It's pretty comprehensive for an SCS truck. Lots of things to customize your ride with. You can see the Jost labels on the fifth wheel. They've really gotten the details down on this truck, which is fantastic. And coming right up, we're going to have a look at the definition files to show you what is different about the Freightliner Cascadia 2019. So I know this is what you all want to see, which is the meat and potatoes. I've extracted the truck just to get to look at the def files and things of that nature. As we discovered earlier, the R cover is here. It's the Aero cover, the Aero X for Freightliner. So let's go ahead and we'll check on this. So we know the cabins. We've got the Sleeper 72 raised, and the XT, which is the mid roof, and then the small sleeper with a flat roof, and then the day cab. So those are all there. The chassis, there's your 6x2s, 6x4s, long, mid, and short, all there. Here's where it gets tricky, like I was talking about. The IDP, which is the Integrated Detroit. So if you go in here and look at this Integrated Detroit Powertrain DD13, if you look down here in the defaults, it's going to say that this is the transmission that is required for this transmission. The overrides are as such. It changes the badge on the side, which is the Clean Idle logo. So that's pretty fun. Same over here. This is the DD15 505. Does not have the default badging. Now, if we look over at the transmissions, if you go to the DD12OA, or DA, excuse me, and then the OA, so it has the Detroit transmission sounds. There are specific sounds for this transmission, which is pretty cool. If you look at the 18 speed, it's just going to include the regular. So these are all showing conflict with, so that means you can't have this transmission with this engine, and that's how they kind of disable that functionality. If you look at this Eaton, it'll say it conflicts with that because it's supposed to be integrated. They're not supposed to be used without each other. Demand Detroit, as they say. Obviously a couple of paint jobs. You can pull these paint jobs out of here and put them on your own truck if you like, which is always wonderful. So we covered the transmission, interior. As we talked about the sound reference files in the previous video I did, you want to check that out. All of this is standard stuff now. Nothing else has changed really. They are commenting out things in these files, which I find pretty interesting from the go. So I wonder if they're adding more or if they just copy and pasted like we do and change the names and stuff. Accessories are pretty comprehensive here. As you saw, we only have 2 types of exhaust. The beacons available, a couple of bumpers available, and then your mud flaps. And that is what I wanted to cover in the defs, just how you can use the conflict with stuff. That's the reason why you can't pick this transmission with the integrated ones. It makes it real. you know, makes it true to life. That's what the whole point is. So that's why they do those things. And you can do that too on your own truck if you like. Hey, thanks for checking out the video today, and I hope you enjoyed checking out the new Freightliner Cascadia here on Half-Ass Gaming. We'll see you for the next video. Bye-bye.